Paint a mural at the Connect Center with Amplified Voices. Chat theater with Creative Action Unlimited founder Michael Kennedy. And catch a performance from Will Petticone. It's all ahead on this episode of AHA, the House for Artists.
Funding for AHA has been provided by your contribution and by contributions to the WMHT Venture Fund. Contributors include the Leo Cox Beach Philanthropic Foundation, Chet and Karen Alpelka, Robert and Doris Fisher-Melisardi, and the Robeson Family Foundation.
At M&T Bank, we understand that the vitality of our communities is crucial to our continued success. That's why we take an active role in our community. M&T Bank is pleased to support WMHT programming that highlights the arts, and we invite you to do the same.
Hi, I'm Matt Rogowitz, and this is AHA, a house for arts, a place for all things creative. A few weeks ago on the show, I interviewed Jade Warwick to learn more about what she's been up to with her community art organization, Amplified Voices. And since then, I had the chance to visit the Connect Center for Youth in Cohoes to see Amplified Voices in action.
Amplified Voices is an art and wellness program. Its mission is to be able to amplify the voice of emerging artists and youth to be able to teach them how do you use art as self-advocacy, how do you use art for healing, and how do we combine art and wellness together. We mostly focused on murals right now, and currently we're doing a mural program with Connect Center for Youth, and our theme for that mural is gaming, and specifically diversity in gaming. So this project is a week program. We're working with students from the local area. We start every day with a wellness lesson, whether it's sound bowl or journal writing.
Keep them shaking. We're getting a good warm-up. Is anyone starting to warm up?
The first 3 days, we actually begin with introductions, like slides, into okay, well, what is muraling? What is being a mural artist? Who are we? And then it's okay, well, what does diversity in gaming really mean? Is it just race? Is it just gender? What is that? Diversity can mean so many things, down to even storytelling. And then we just workshop for 2 days, and we sketched, and we collabed, and we found our characters, and we customized them for fan art. And today is our second painting day.
All of the characters have been developed. The concept has been composed properly. The wall is very filled. Yesterday, they started painting their characters. So now today is about finishing some of those initial characters, moving on to their secondary characters, and making our task list a lot smaller. The beauty of today is that it's really gonna come together. The colors are gonna pop on the wall, and you guys are gonna have an amazing time collaborating with us today.
I would say Eugene's definitely a goofball. He's definitely a silly guy, and I've always liked that about him because he definitely keeps me laughing day to day. I don't think there's a day where we're not laughing outside. We met in 2020, the start of when I kicked off Amplified Voices, and I was like, this guy knows his education programming and knows his curriculum development and is a pretty amazing artist himself. So it kind of just made sense that we kind of partnered up.
I was like, all right, well, if I'm gonna do this program with you, I really need to know what you're about. And we had a really close heart-to-heart about what truly matters, and that's the youth and their development and their voice and their ability to express themselves freely. And once I knew that Jade was exactly in alignment with who I am, I was like, we have to do this program together.
It's not just a camp. It's not just you send your kids here to be babysat or any of that. It's I'm very, very intentional about the mentorship, the community, the team building, and making sure people and youth can advocate their voices through art and feel seen. And he matched my mission in that. We saw eye to eye. Light, yeah. Perfect, and then you can go around the collar as well. We just have like interior house paint. We have the artist brushes. We just go up to the wall. You know, we teach them what's the proper way to line, what's the proper way to fill, what's the proper way to blend, and then we kind of just let them go free. We kind of just let them have their own, you know, individuality and just kind of lead themselves. But we're more of like the mentors and like being the foundation, but we want them to feel comfortable with like being their own tools and being their own selves. I think Amplified Voices is important because I think right now, more than ever, we're in a climate where I feel like kindness and connection and empathy is lacking. And I think our school systems right now, they're trying their hardest, but they're not really structured to foster those pieces in youth. I've worked in schools. I was like, how can this foster empathy, love, kindness, or any of those things? So I really want Amplified Voices and its mission to be focusing on those things and making sure that how can I just be that person that I think I wanted when I was younger and that I needed when I was younger.
The main thing they need is confidence because they're already amazing. They have so many skill sets, they have so many interests, and they don't realize that that's the thing. You know, it's like, well, what's the answer here? Well, any answer you give us is the right answer, and it's about freedom, it's about self-expression. So I love doing the programming with youth because the most important thing is that they express themselves. And we're in school all the time, they're constantly just in this retention of, did you understand the material, where how often are they ever asked how they feel during the day? So to be able to provide programming that allows them to express themselves and then feel safe and open and carefree, it's just a delight because they come up with such creative ideas. They have such a strong view of the world already because of the internet, and they actually have like probable solutions. They just need the right support to say like, hey, you are correct, you are powerful, you are smart, and you can do anything you want.
Creative Action Unlimited produces original theater and film productions focusing on stories about social issues. Jade Warrick sat down with Creative Action Unlimited's founder and artistic director, Michael Kennedy, to learn more.
Hi, Michael. Welcome to House for Arts.
Hi, thanks for inviting me.
Of course. I'm ready to talk all things theater and all things you love. So
Wow.
to begin, I know, right? Before we dive into the theater work that you do, I want to get a little bit of your creative background.
I'm primarily a director. I'm a playwright. I'm a producer now, an artistic director of Creative Action Unlimited, and sometimes actor. So yeah, I think that kind of sums it up.
Awesome. And how did you get into this creative world with like theater and acting and production?
Oh man, probably the way a lot of theater people did. I started in high school. My high school had a really awful theater department. I've heard it's improved. But it was sort of 4 of us who were trying to do everything. But I got to act a little bit, and I got to student direct when I was 15, and then I started in community theater right around the same time. And they were letting me direct all kinds of stuff at that age. The place that I worked first in the community was called Slingerland's Players, which doesn't exist anymore, but full of really great, talented, inspiring people. I got lucky, and they encouraged me to keep doing it and see what was possible for me.
Yeah, and here you are today.
Here I am.
With your amazing theater production company, Creative Action Unlimited. So let's talk a little bit about that. How would you describe CAU, and what's your missions and goals?
Well, Creative Action Unlimited is a theater and film, because of COVID, production company that's dedicated to creating original, collaboratively written productions about social issues. And our mission is to educate and inspire social change. And our vision, right, the broader you get, and our vision, of course, is to actually move our audiences to take action in their communities about social injustice.
Awesome. And is that something you think is or you see as like a need within the theater world here locally?
Yeah, I mean, the theater community here is vibrant and varied, and And there's a lot of cool stuff going on, but there's not a lot of places that are doing original work or work that's specifically designed to look at social issues in all of their complexity and to offer audience members specific actions they can take at a small level, a medium level, or a large level, depending on how much they're moved to take action. So they leave with that in their hand, usually because it's in the program. Here's what you can do.
Yeah, now when you say take action at these levels, what does that mean?
Well, let's see. It depends on what the theme is, right? But so for our recent production of POV, which addressed AI and poverty, a small thing was, here's where you can donate stuff to that will then go to people who are living in poverty. Here's the phone number. Here are the dates, the times that they're open. Here's what they'll take. Here's what they won't. Medium was more about sort of volunteering some plays, putting in some actual time, personal time. And large was, here's how you can advocate for change in economic policy at a state and national level.
Oh, wow. So very call to action. It's like really get you going.
It's all about the call to action.
That's
yes.
amazing.
Yeah.
So I know you have a background in community psychology.
I do.
So how does that reflect in your work, whether it's with your directing, you creating initiatives, strategies? How does this educational background kind of reflect in your work?
That's a big question.
I know.
Yeah, thanks for that. So I could have been a social worker, but I decided to study community psychology because I believed in that sort of grassroots activism approach to change. I worked in human services my whole adult life. So for 35 years, I worked in substance use and domestic violence and grief support and coalition building and all that sort of thing. So working in the field like that, providing direct care, managing staff, designing and directing programs, you don't do that for 35 years without becoming aware of the systemic nature of all the issues that you're addressing and becoming aware of how the system is not necessarily broken, but is working the way it was designed to work. And the way it was designed to work often is to keep people in the situations that they're in to benefit more privileged folks. So when we're looking at an issue, we're not just looking at an issue. We're looking at the intersectionality of all the issues and how it's all set up to maintain itself, right? Because systems work to maintain sameness. And it's very hard to find the way in to start to create change. And I think my background with that has been really helpful in what we write and how we present the material.
Yeah, it's really beautiful.
Yeah, thanks.
And I know when I was researching about CAU, lots of social activism, lots of inclusiveness, lots of really putting marginalized communities at the forefront to be in control of their own voice.
Yes.
How do you foster that environment? What makes you be able to foster this environment within CAU?
Yeah, so one thing is to create a sense of safety and a sense of welcome. And I have been asked by other theater companies how we do this, and my answer is multi-layered, and it took years to create a safe space for marginalized communities. For people to feel like, okay, I'll give this place a shot and see how it goes. And some theater companies have heard my answer and said, wow, we didn't know there was all that much to it. So
a lot of work.
That's a lot of work. But you need representation at all levels. You need to, we actively invited local actors and other folks, tech folks, from marginalized populations to come and work with us, because people don't just show up if they don't,
Yeah.
right? It's not safe. So, but then it has to be safe when you get there as well. So, for example, Whitewashed, the Racism Project, which is one of the productions we're known for, required me to, that was a year-long project, all Black cast. It required me to not step forward into a leadership position like I would normally, but to step back and to create a space that, to hold the space for the folks who were there who decided what they wanted to say and how they wanted to say it.
Yeah, and that's what you need to succeed sometimes.
Yeah, and
that allyship.
Yes, it is allyship, and I think I define success a little differently than other theater companies. I mean, would I love to have a full house? Absolutely, I'd love that, and we're still striving toward that. But it's more important to me that the people that work with us and the people that come to our productions, that everyone feels safe and challenged just enough to take action. If you challenge people too much, they're just going to shut down or run screaming from the place. So finding that sweet spot where people feel like, yes, I can do this, I can make a difference, or the performers, yes, I can take a risk as a performer here, and it's going to be okay.
Yeah, and sometimes as a creative like myself, those are the people in the organizations that help me succeed. So
Yeah.
it's really great to see that you're putting that out
Yeah,
there.
thanks.
So what are some future productions and current shows that we
Oh,
have to look
good.
forward
Can I
to?
pull up my cheat sheet?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because, of course, I don't have my
Now let's
glasses.
talk about your current season.
Okay, so we have 2 main stage productions a year. This year, we're the resident theater company at the Arts Center of the Capital Region, which is very cool. You already know about our first production, which is Psalm 91, Releasing Religion. It was written and it's primarily performed by Dee Collin. Part memoir, part poetry, all theater. Production. It was a difficult piece for her to write, and it's going to be difficult for her to perform, and so we're creating a lot of safety in the rehearsal room around that. So that's our fall show, and our spring show is co-directed by Siobhan Shea and Stephanie Remmert, and it's called Thinking Too Loud, and it's focusing on mental health.
Wow.
So they're co-writing and co-directing that piece.
Well, thank you. You're that audience. Try to show up at some of these beautiful, amazing plays and productions, and I will definitely show up myself. You'll
Great.
definitely see me there, front row.
Good. Yeah. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Michael.
Please welcome Will Petticone.
Started when you told me I think we should take a break, whatever that means. I think that maybe I had been replaced. I thought there was something special there, but it was fake. Couldn't live forever, but instead I was thrown back in the lake. But I'm not. I need to shake it from my mind. 'Cause my mistakes, or are you just unkind? Either way, this is goodbye. The only way to know to drown out the pain, to keep the loneliness from swallowing my brain, is to keep things light and breaking at the pace, and leave no time for the feelings to make out. Been charging on for a while now, but I'd love to finally come down. So I went back to school, go to the reality room, so I could find a boy and finally good spot. I think that it was worth my time, but I won't know till it all unwinds. I moved away and I built from scratch. I'm feeling alright when I'm busting my back. 'Cause I'm not the one kind. I need to shake you from my mind. Was it my mistakes, or are you just unkind? Either way, this is goodbye. The only way I know to drown out the pain, to keep the loneliness from swallowing my brain, is to keep me drowning at a breakneck pace and leave no time for a feeling so vacant and charging on for a while now. But I'd love to finally come down. But I'm not the one kind. I need to shake you from my mind. Was it my mistakes, or are you just unkind? It's goodbye. Either way, this is goodbye. Every now and then I get something away from my friends and the life I live. Put down my guitar and I won't sing. Yeah, I'm fine alone, just hanging by myself and what I know. No, I won't think about all the good times, and I won't look beyond the door. Just do what I did before and do that some more, and wonder, do I really need more? Now you may not have noticed this is not my natural state. If you don't pay attention, I'm still comfortable that way. Yeah, 'cause I'm just the same in a room by myself. I don't need you to love me, but I'm sure it could help. Thought I was fine before, even though I know I need more. Yeah, 'cause I'm just the same in a room by myself. I don't need you to love me, but I'm sure it could help. Thought I was fine before, even though I know I need more. Every now and then I get something away from my friends and the life I live. down my guitar, and I won't say I'm fine alone, just hanging by myself and what I know.
Thanks for joining us. For more arts, visit wmht.org/aha and be sure to connect with us on social. I'm Matt Ragowitz. Thanks for watching.
Funding for AHA has been provided by your contribution and by contributions to the WMHT Venture Fund. Contributors include the Leo Cox Beach Philanthropic Foundation, Chet and Karen Alpelka, Robert and Doris Fisher Melisardi, and the Robeson Family Foundation.
At M&T Bank, we understand that the vitality of our communities is crucial to our continued success. That's why we take an active role in our community. M&T Bank is pleased to support WMHT programming that highlights the arts, and we invite you to do the same.